Okay, well, hello everybody. My name is Cleta Colson-Eyre, and this is the last Boss Babe call of the seminar year 2020. And if any of y'all remember back on the first call, we had some big dreams and goals, didn't we? I mean, we were all fired up. We did everything we could to get ourselves. A lot of us were on a big high because we had Destination Red we just finished. Y'all remember? We had some major unit clubs finished. We had some people finish directorship. We just had a lot of excitement, a lot of red jackets, a lot of new consultants, and we had lots of big goals. And then, now here we find it's just like, it's a whole year has passed. And I don't know if it's the slowest year or the fastest year. It was the slowest March in the history of mankind, but then everything else seems to be on super speed, right? And so tonight, I'm going to just talk to you. I was thinking, what can we talk about tonight? And I've just had several things come across me. You know how, like, when you hear it 2 or 3 or 4 times, you're like, maybe I need to talk about that. Okay, so first of all, what I want to say is, if you're new in Mary Kay, just know you're getting in at an intense time of the year. Your director may be calling you more than normal. She may be texting you more than normal. If this is your first year in Mary Kay and your first June, you may be like, what is going on? I mean, like every day somebody's like messaging me. And so if you're a consultant, this is your first June, just know it's just is like a big deal. And so, everybody orders in June. Like that's just how it rolls. So if you're in the company, you just need to get on there and order yourself a skincare set. I mean, you want to participate in June. Everybody orders in June because all of us are trying to finish big things. And even if you think, well, I don't really have anything I'm trying to finish, believe me, someone who recruited you or your sales director or your unit, somebody does. And it makes a difference whether it's $10 or $1,000 or $3,600. It makes a difference. So I want to encourage all of you that are thinking about it and go, well, you know what? I just don't really need anything right now. One of my unit members, Sandra Griffin, she is such a team player. She said she got on there this weekend and she said, you know what, I'm going to challenge myself to have a goal of selling $500, I think is what she did. So she sent a message out to her team and within 2 days, she sold $300. Everybody could, I mean, that's in just 2 days. She just challenged herself. She knows I'd back her. And so I'm challenging all of y'all to sell 300 to 500 in the next 2 days so you can at least participate this month and take advantage of the 60% and also help your unit reach a goal. And so, because it matters, I want you to know that every one of you matter. And so one of the things that came across me today in our unit in our area, we've heard it before, and I probably even talked about it before, but I felt like I needed to share it again. And I shared it on Facebook and on the Boss Babe call, but it's doubting yourself. And, we all have times where we doubt ourselves. And there was a song that Mary J. Blige and Taylor Swift sang. And it's just so inspirational because Taylor starts out, talks about it, and then like there's a surprise appearance from Mary J. Blige, which is because it's her song. And so I'm just going to read y'all the lyrics of this song. And I've just got them right here. So I'm going to just read those to you. And I want you to think about yourself if anybody's ever told you something. And I had a call from one of my brand new consultants today and how some of her own family members were just really beating her down as far as like, you can't do this, you're going to fail, I already know where the end's going to be, just so negative. And it just breaks my heart when I hear that, especially from like good friends and family members that you want them to encourage you. And I'm, it's a lot of families every family's different, right? And everybody probably at some time in your life have had that family member, or if you've had that friend that's like, why are you doing this? You're not gonna be good at that. You don't even hardly wear makeup. You're not one of those people. You're like a jock, and don't talk to me about that. I can remember when I first started Mary Kay, my very best friend said, don't talk to me about that, Cleta. And because I don't pay money. That stuff's too much for me. Just like, and I'm like, all right. And then years later, of course, she tried it and she liked it. But, everybody gets that. And sometimes it's not from a friend. It could be from a male family member that's like, you don't need to talk about that so much, around the dinner table. We got other things to talk about. And just like, like we all have it. I just want you to know. I mean, like if you can see me and I can see you, raise your hand if anybody's been discouraging to you in your Mary Kay business. And, it hurts your feelings. And because you're like, I Like, don't you feel like you try to be encouraging to other people? I know I do. And I'm sure there's probably been a time we've been discouraging, but I know for the most part, if my sister was selling, I don't care what she was selling. If I didn't even like it, I would probably buy it to help her. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of us, our hearts are that way, maybe because we've been trampled on. So this song, it's called Doubt. And so I'm just going to read you the lyrics here. It says, "You said I'd never be a leader. You said I'd never wear a crown. If I wanted to be someone, I should learn to settle down. I tell myself, I warn myself, you don't know me that well. I made it to the end. I nearly paid the cost. I lost a lot of friends. I sacrificed a lot. I do it all again because I made it to the top. But I can't keep doubting myself anymore. No, no, I can't keep doubting myself. No. Now you're looking at a leader. Now you're staring at a queen. You said I'd never be someone, but now I'm pulling all the strings. Won't let me back down. Can't turn me around. So no one's stopping me now. I made it to the end. I nearly paid the cost. I lost a lot of friends. I sacrificed a lot. I do it all again because I made it to the top. I can't keep doubting myself anymore. And then it's like, no, 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 no. Okay. You think you know, but you don't know the half. You think you beat me down, but I'll have the last laugh. I'll keep getting up because that's what I'm supposed to do. Because that's what I'm going to do. Yeah. I'm going to be the best me. Sorry if it kills you. I made it to the end. I nearly paid the cost. I lost a lot of friends. I sacrificed a lot. I do it all again because I made it to the top, but I can't keep doubting myself anymore. I can't keep doubting myself anymore. So it's a way better when you hear the song. And I could have sang it, but I'm not going to even try to sing better than Mary J. Blige or Taylor Swift for that matter. But the song is so touching. And I think a lot of women, a lot of young girls, they do start doubting themselves. Like at the beginning, when they're young girls, they don't doubt anything. They think they can do everything. And then once you hit middle school and, sometimes even earlier than high school, all of a sudden, your self-esteem, and a lot of girls have self-esteem problems. And I recently did not recently, but I did a class for the middle school and high school girls in my church. And we talked about beauty from the inside out and about self-esteem and about how God values you. And, it's amazing how self-esteem can really get down on a girl, and, about your appearance and about everything and the way society. And now with Facebook, I don't even know if I would have survived high school with social media. I mean, like the worst thing we had to do, the phone rang and we would beg our mother to get off the phone so our boyfriend Mike could call us, and he probably didn't. And then if we did, we got to sit there and talk to him right there in the kitchen in front of your mother. It's like no privacy, none. And you didn't get to watch TV because, you only watch what your mom and dad want to watch because only 2 channels anyway. And I know I sound like I'm 400, but I'm just telling you, we have pressures, but nothing like the kids have today and women have today, and even adults and even Mary Kay consultants and Mary Kay directors, because next couple of days, and we've already seen it, we've seen a lot of people already meet their goals. They have already made like the top director trip. They just won a car. They just did this, they just did that. And if you're one that's still in the grind and you are not where you wanted to be, you're like, like happy for them, like, oh, and sometimes you think happy for them, what's wrong with me? Or happy for them, why not me? Or like, you go through these thoughts and stuff like that. And so I just wanted to come on here today and say, it's not too late. And if you think about it, and if you think to yourself, when is a good time to give up? You ask yourself, like you have a goal, it's something you really wanted, something you've been working towards. So when's a good time? When's it going to be a good time for you to give up? And Mary Kay said, you only fail when you stop trying. That's what Mary Kay said. As long as you're still trying, as long as you're still out there, you're not failing. You're still pushing toward the goal. And so there's a lot of people that have won big, big things at the very, very end. I'm looking at Laree Barfield here, and she is one of the ones that at the last day of June, a couple of years ago, when she became a sales director, we did it on the very last day, and she finished early, like at 10 o'clock. And then she said, maybe I should just go ahead and finish the car. I'm like, I think you should, And then, of course, her dream was attached to my dream because she's in my unit. And I was trying to finish the top director trip. And because she went on and pushed and got another recruit who came in with a 3600 at 10 o'clock at night. And I was like, what? In fact, I was so busy that night. I'm like, Lorette, you're going to have to talk to her. I said, I got 5 people trying to call me right now. It was so crazy. And so she ended up talking to her for like 45 minutes or so. And when I went back, she was still on the phone with her. But she did it. She got her husband, the new recruit, got her husband out of the bed to get the credit card. I mean, y'all, crazy things happen. So she finished, and then she finished. I only needed like $3,000 to finish the top director trip at that point. And I think that day we needed 17,000 or something stupid. And she did that, and I thought, okay. And my mother, who's 80, who at the time was set in her 70s, and my 2 aunts who are in their 70s, they all said, now listen, if you need us, we'll sign up. So they love Mary Kay. And so if they didn't sign up, and I'm talking like at 1 till 1 in the morning, it's 1 o'clock our time. I got that order in, and we made it by like $6. I mean, like I literally, it was like click, click, click. I'm hitting it, and I'm like, did it go through? And then when it went, I'm telling you, I just I almost laid on the floor and just cried. I couldn't even, Brad was in Charleston. I couldn't even call him. He'd already said, it's all right. It's all right if you don't, next year, Rome's not that great. No. So, but you know what? We made it. And had we given up the day before, which we could have, because that's a lot to do in one day, but Loree didn't give up, then I didn't give up, and then we ended up making it. Now, yeah, that's a happy ending, right? Selah Love. I'll just say this with Selah. She was on New Year's Eve, and y'all have heard it before, some of you, but I'm gonna tell it again. New Year's Eve, she's trying to finish up directorship. We needed I don't even remember how many people we needed to get active and qualified that day, but I think it was like 7 or 8. And we're calling people out of New Year's Eve parties. And we're saying, you said if I needed one more, you would do it. And you get brave at the end. And I'm telling you, we started getting them. And we did it. She did it. She's over with me, but she did it. And but she didn't give up, And so every story doesn't have a happy ending. I have had times when I went for it and didn't make it. But you know what? That next year was fabulous because I was running instead of sitting down waiting for the new year to start. And I remember the year I was really going for the top director trip. And it was a year before I made it, actually. And I mean, we ran our guts out, and I just knew, and we had our best year, but I really wanted that trip, we fell short, but there were so many wins. And then the next year we blew it out because we were running, And so even though I was disappointed, I didn't quit. And then the next year we made it, So I just want to say for any of you that are, you got a goal, but you're not quite there, don't give up on it. And I want to tell you about a lady, and we're going to watch this little short, like 7-minute video. And you're not, this is pretty amazing. Okay. We have a top director boxer group. Not everybody even knows we have that. And so all week last week, people have been adding people to the group and saying, welcome so-and-so, first time trip director. And then everybody's like, welcome, And then there's about 5, maybe that's their first trip. Well, I was on Facebook, and we have a Mary Kay National area is what we're in. Most of us are in that are on here. And there was a new trip winner, and she did this in her very first year as a sales director, or her first complete year that she finished as a sales director. And I think maybe she has been a director like a year and a half, but that first year she finished like in October, November. I don't have all the dates exactly, but I know it's her first full year as a director. Okay. She finished the trip. And so she's in Savannah, Georgia, just right over couple hours from me. And I'm like, oh my goodness. So I reached out to her, and her name is Lorinda. And I said, Lorinda, I reached out to her on Facebook and then on Voxer. And I said, do you know some other Mary Kay top directors that would add you to this Voxer group that we have? And she goes, not really. I don't really know all that many people in Mary Kay. And I'm thinking, well, no wonder, because she's brand new, right, as a director. And I said, well, I would, I didn't want to take it away if she has some girlfriend, you know what I'm saying? I said, well, I'm from Valdosta. I know we don't know each other, but I would love to, add you on there. So So I did. And then she and I have been talking, and it is, I don't even know all her whole story, but she posted a video today. And it is about her, it's called Red Jacket Transformation or Explosion or something like that, and how many red jackets she has gotten in the last 6 months. Unbelievable. And it's the red jackets talking about it. And it's really fun. I believe her and her husband are pastors of a church, because like the production, I mean, I've seen that on another page. I think they are. But this is like high quality stuff. Okay. And I call myself a techie person. So I want y'all to watch this a minute. I want you to, before I want you to watch it, I want to tell you that I thought, I wonder how many red jackets I have in my unit. So I thought, let me look. And I've had different amounts, because sometimes you are in it and then someone goes inactive, but we have 9 red jackets in our unit and 13 senior consultants. So there's a report that directors can pull up, and it's called Career Path History. And it shows when people were red jackets, like the first time they became a red jacket. And so I pulled that up and I looked at my whole entire unit, which has me too. And it showed that I became a red jacket, you guys, in 1986. Some of y'all are like, I wasn't even crying yet because I wasn't born. That's okay. I don't get my feelings hurt on that. But there's a lot of people I looked through, and some people, they became a red jacket their very first month. Some, some it was several years later. But if you ask any of them, whether they became a red jacket on their 10th year or their first month or their 6th year, if you say how long it take you to become a red jacket, it didn't take 10 years. Usually they get one and go, all right, I'm gonna go and get the other 2. It usually takes a couple of months. Mary Kay thinks that it could take people 1 to 4 months, because they give you 3 bestie vouchers and they want every new consultant to come in and use them and be a red jacket in their first 3 months, their first 4 months. Better than that, the first month is even better, right? So it doesn't take like 10 jillion years. And even if you waited and you didn't do it for 10 jillion years, that don't mean it took you that long. It's just you didn't decide to do it yet. Do y'all agree with me on that? Because some things it looks like it took forever, but it really didn't. It's just when you decided you wanted to do it. Last year on June 30th, the day, I got 3 new red jackets. 3 new red jackets. One girl recruited 3 people, and she goes to church with me. Another one, she had 1 and she had 5, but she got 3 active. And then another one had 1 and got 2 more, all in one day, because they wanted to help. We wanted to be in red and they wanted to help me win the cruise. I appreciate that. I had a good time. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you just think, how can you do that in one day? And then you feel like it takes you forever to do other things, because you have a main goal that you really were working for something, right? So then I counted in my unit, you guys. Now this is a 200 and about, I think there's 247, something like that, counting my terminated people, which is just people, they're still in, they're not dead, but they're like, they hadn't ordered in the last 6 months. There's 50 women in my unit who have been red jackets in the past. 50. That's a lot. And so I don't know why I wanted to look at that, because I just thought, okay, people can get in red. If they want to, they can do it. And so any of you on here, you can get in red, and you can get in red by June 30th. That's the message here. Every single one of us. And if you're already in red, you can get 3 people by June 30th. People have done it. I got 5 my very last day to become a director. I had to get 5. I was not going to I wasn't going to start over. All I needed was 5 people. So who was it? It was, I remember 2 were friends and customers, and 3 were, guess what? My mom. And at the time, of course, they were in their 50s. They've helped me so much in my life. My mom and my 2 aunts, they signed up. They sure did. And they loved their Mary Kay. They got their agreement. They got their order. And, one of my aunts, she's still active. The one that signed up a couple years ago for me, she's still, in fact, she's probably going to order this month. So, you can do it. You can do it. Okay. So I want you to watch this. I want you to listen to the women. I want you to be inspired by their story. And I want you to think about yourself and how could you get a rally going in your area. Okay. And I think you'll be really encouraged. So I'm going to share the screen and play this. And I did ask Lorinda if I could play this, but she didn't get back to me. So I know she won't care though, because she's posted all over Facebook. Okay, so if you called in, you won't be able to see it, but you will hear it. So later, go back and watch the video, okay? Okay, here we go. Her unit's called La Embassy.
This all started when I went to leadership. It was my first leadership conference in Orlando, and I was blessed to be able to go to Universal Studios. And another sister sales director friend of mine loves the movie Transformers. We went to ride on the Transformers ride, and something clicked to me about transforming Reds. I realized that everyone in my unit had this special power inside of them. And so Transformers, hence the name, if I could come home and find a way to transform the minds of the people that were in my unit, then, and have them thinking towards transforming their economic situation and bringing out the best of who they were. And each person, they start off as a consultant, but there could be $1 million director inside of someone, or there's a car driver in there, or there's someone who has a vision or passionate goal to change their community. And so we all start off, we all come into this business as consultants, and obviously the one that transforms is the one that survives.
This is my MC. We're getting ready to do another Red Jacket debut.
The main motivation for me going to my next level in my business was I wanted to help my director, who happens to be my mother, reach her goals. I realized that me going red was not only going to help our unit, help our goals, and our overall goal to build a studio for inner city youth, but it was going to help her reach her goal and go to her next place. And I could not stand aside and just remain a regular consultant, remain stagnant at my sales. I knew that I had to push forward and go red.
The benefits of becoming red definitely is the commissions. I'm able to receive a commission check from the company according to, how well my team does. It really is awesome. I look at it as being a leader, as well, being able to shepherd other people and helping them to grow their business too. So it really is, I really love the system and how it's set up so that, it's not just that I'm building for myself, but I'm able to build for others as well.
My confidence has grown immensely because now I've gotten accomplishment and I've earned something. So now I'm pushing to earn what the next step is because it's attainable.
During this pandemic, I actually got furloughed from my job. It just made me think that, maybe I should get a little bit more serious about doing something that initially I was doing on the side, and seeing that Mary Kay could be a little bit more promising than my normal career, I decided to kind of take it up a notch.
As I continue to push the goals that my unit has, then it'll allow me to continue to come up in the company as well. And so from that, I realized that financially it was going to, bring more income into my household. And again, to be able to be in a position where I can earn, the free company car.
Now that I'm red, my next goal is to become DIQ and to be a car driver. Then after that, I want to be a director.
I seen other people around me going red, and I remember my original goal when I got into Mary Kay was I wanted to be a director. So that's one of the things. You become a team leader. You're motivating other people. You're motivating yourself, and it pushes you to grow as your team grows.
When I put on that red jacket, I see myself as not only a woman of faith, but a woman with standards, a woman with goals, and a woman that is beautiful. I see Hello Gorgeous in myself, and I want to make other women feel the same.
I started off with 3 reds, and then it was like that way for like 6 months. And then I just kept pursuing that transformation of a mind, kept talking to people about being entrepreneurs. And then when we got the 4th red and the 5th red, it started to be a phenomenon in our unit to the point where once the pandemic hit, we just started going crazy, one red after the other. It got to be where it coming into another debut, you saw the black start to turn red, and the black or the senior beauty consultants that have black and white started to turn red. And then after each debut, we would ask you, the next group to come up, who's the next stop red, who's on track next, and really, really promoting that, and also promoting the opportunity for commission and the opportunity to grow your business by growing others. And it just caught fire, and it's muy caliente. That's what we say. It's very hot, and we want to keep it hot and keep that fire going by continuing to transform minds so that new reds can come. Everybody wants to be red. Everybody wants to debut. Everybody wants to be honored, and everybody wants to make money. And everybody wants to change their community in this unit and wants to break it.
And the next up to red is you.
All right, y'all. Was that not awesome? So she just turned it around. She got the vision. And when she says leadership conference, she's talking about like this past January. Like we were all at Universal. She was there with us. And so, she got on fire and just got this idea about transforming these ladies' minds. And, she had a purpose of building. Do you hear what she said about building an inner city community? Like she has a purpose of why she wants to succeed in this business. And she is just a sweetheart. Like we've gone back and forth talking, and I wanted to have her. So weird how God works, because I thought I really want to have her talk on the Boss Babe call, but I thought it's the last 2 days of June. I'm not going to call her and take her time tonight to do this. And then if I didn't get on here and see that video, talking like an hour before the call, and I'm like, thank you. You will talk on the call. You just don't even have to be here. But it was very inspiring to me when I watched it the first time, and I just see what these women and men were so excited about, and they're helping themselves, they're helping their family, they're helping their unit, and it does get contagious. And I think that's why last year we had a lot of new red jackets, because it was like boom, boom, boom. Every week people were getting in red, and it was like the end thing, right? And like so many, like, okay, you're doing it, I'm doing it. And so I just was thinking about today, the best thing that we could do is get new team members right now and get people in red and get yourself back in red. You know what I mean? Like even if you're a director, can't you get 3 people? Come on. And then guess what? In July, you're still going to have them. Even though we're starting over a new year, all the people go with you. They don't give you like say, okay, now you have no recruits, let's start over. No, you get to keep everybody. So why not? Let's really give it all we have and add some new people this weekend. I mean, this weekend is over, but this next couple of days. And whoa, I don't even know what that was about. And then that production will come from these new people too. And then everyone else, I feel like, will want to be team players and work for it. And then I wanted to show you this book. And I don't know, do y'all ever buy a book and then you open it up and you're like, have I ever even turned the page? Because it looks brand new. Although this book is from 2001. Let me see. No, 2000. So it is 20 years old. And I don't think I've ever read a word. And it's called Living a Rich Life. And it's a Mary Kay book. Okay. I don't know if any of you have this book. Laree, you got, okay. So I thought, and I don't even know why I do know why I found it. Do y'all ever stack up books and put a picture frame on it? Isn't that nice? And I thought, have I ever read that book? That picture frame was good on it. Let me pull it out. So I pulled it out and I read 2 chapters of it today. And it's about living a rich life financially, but other things too. And where you work towards you have your values. And then the things that you do and the things that you spend, they align with your values. And anyway, it's really good. So I was going to read a couple of things in here. One of the things that kind of goes with Don't Doubt was a quote from Mary Kay. And it says, it was law number 2, know yourself. It says, you truly are wonderful. And when God created you, he had a beautiful and special plan for your life. Believe in yourself, have faith in yourself, look for the best qualities in yourself. Believe that you are becoming the best that you can be. And then there was a little, one of the things that was talking about is knowing your purpose. And some of you may remember National Sales Director. She's an emeritus now. She was an executive National Sales Director, Carolyn Ward. And this goes back a few years, but she was a phenomenal director. And I remember just listening to a lot of her cassette tapes. She was very motivating. Okay. And she said, this is about lessons in backing goals with a purpose. And just reminded me of this gal who has that purpose of a bigger purpose of transforming these women's mind, getting them in a better place financially, and also doing this inner city studio they were talking about, right? Okay, so let me read this little excerpt from her. It says, I can remember from my early years with Mary Kay, people talking to me about goals. And that didn't impact me as it should have. My goals had to do with selling so much product this week, that kind of goal. I usually reach those kind of goals. However, when I put a reason behind the goal that was equally as powerful as the goal, then the goal never became work. Without a purpose behind a goal, the process of reaching that goal becomes a burden. If you'll focus on the work rather than the goal, consequently, the journey becomes unpleasant. I know for myself, when my vision became larger than the goal, then the journey became a lot easier. For example, it was important to me to be able to be in a place in my life to take care of my parents. My father wasn't able to leave my mother the kind of money to provide her the quality of life she deserved as she aged. I had seen other people in this position. It was so bad, so frightening. I wanted to be financially independent to be able to change that for her. The place we wanted to be is what created the momentum, not just for my parents. The goal was to be financially independent so we could do the things for our children and the people we loved. Those things became the goals of the journey. Therefore, the journey became easy. People said, you worked so hard. To me, sure, I worked hard, but it was not hard work because the overall vision was more powerful than the process of getting there. A lot of people make the mistake of establishing a thing goal that's not all encompassing. Whereas when your vision brings you to a place where many things are affected, it becomes more of an all encompassing goal. A goal has to have many different facets for it to truly be a rewarding goal. A goal has to have many different, I just said that. Okay, my mother today, this is her still talking. My mother today has dementia, and if we were not in a position to take care of it, it would be horrible. We were able to afford a quality nursing home care. We've been able to keep up private insurance and specialty doctors. That was one of my strongest purposes. It gave power to my goals, and now we are reaping the benefits of those purposes. And I was thinking about all of us, our goal, there's different, like the red jacket goal. Okay. And just like the men and women that talked about getting it, it wasn't just about wearing a red jacket at the meeting, right? You remember, did you hear them? They're like, it meant more income for my family. The one girl said it made me feel beautiful on the inside. It helped raise her self-esteem. I mean, there's just different things attached to it. And then there was the unit thing. So really think about what you want in your Mary Kay business in the next few days and in the next seminar year. Because next time we'll meet, we'll be talking about goals for the next seminar year. So think about what you want. What do you value in life? And so let's say on your list of values, one of your values is your family. So how would this goal help enrich your family? What about it would help enrich your family? If it's the finances, what about the finances would help you with that? Is it something that you'd like to do for your family with the money? If one of your goals is to, like one of the goals in here was, they had like these financial goals, and one of them says burn the mortgage. That was one of them. And it talked about how would you feel if where you live, you had paid for it all. Like this piece of property, you're no longer tied to the bank note. It's yours. It is yours to do with what you want to do. And if you've ever bought anything, it's kind of like that feeling when which I've never had this happen because I've always had Mary Kay cars, but I hear it's kind of like the feeling when you have a car and you pay it off. And it's like, that's your car now. Well, there's no car note. You finally paid the thing off. Of course, that's when it starts breaking down, right? But but you know what? So burn the mortgage was one. And like, why are you working? Well, that may be one thing to pay off your house quicker. The other one was to become a millionaire. And it talked about investing and things like that, and I know the stock market is kind of, if you follow it, it's kind of down right now, but it's going to go back up, and people that buy low, like we talked about, and then it goes back up, you're going to see a lot of people with a lot of money because they didn't panic right now. They just put the money in when the stocks were low, and that's something that I'm just now learning about. But, there's other things that you value in your life, and it could be that you have children that you would like to have enough money to pay for their college education, or maybe a wedding of your daughter's dreams, or it's not that because your children are grown. Maybe it's your grands, the grandkids. You want to have something for them, and when you have something like that that's attached to a Mary Kay goal, it's going to keep you going. It's going to keep you going. And like for me, like the top director trips, at first I've never been on one, so I didn't really know what to expect. And I do love to travel, but now that I've been, it's that experience of taking Brad on a top director trip and getting to go somewhere that I never in a million years would have dreamed to get to go to, and then you form friends. So that is awesome. So now you're vacationing with your husband and your good friends that you've met. And so it's amazing. It's an amazing experience. And so I want y'all to think about some things of what you value. And, a lot of this, when you read these books, you're like, I don't feel like doing that. Cause it tells you to get a journal and write all this stuff down. And like, we tend to just want to read it and not do none of that stuff. But if you really do take a minute to think about it, it is going to make a difference in how you work. And it's going to give you joy in the journey instead of dread in the journey. And you're going to enjoy every bit of it. And whether you get to the high mark or whether you're soaring and you got a lot of things great happening and it's still out there. You know what I mean? So it's not time to give up, and it's not time to shrink back, and it's not time to say next year. It's time to just give it all you got, in that momentum that you do today, tonight when we get off the phone, maybe, according what time it is in your area, but, tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday, it's going to take you on into Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I know last year at this very time, I was, not last year, the year before, I was determined that I was going to have a great July. Because, sometimes you just give it all you got in June and everybody's like, look, I just placed an order, but I was determined that I was going to start out the month great. And so what I did, instead of going on a 4th of July thing, I booked a skincare class for July the 2nd. And it started my whole year off right. I mean, I had 16 people there. We got 2 recruits. And from those 2 women, I sold $1,600. I think we had 12 people. I sold 1,600. I got 2 recruits. One of them became a red jacket. The other one recruited somebody who recruited somebody who recruited somebody who recruited somebody. It was like, it was crazy. It was just like boom, boom, boom. And so for that first month of that seminar year, the cheetah unit was number 2 in the whole Ruby seminar. And everybody's like, huh? I'm like, yeah, take that, right? And so, of course, you know, I didn't say that, but I'm just saying, you know, it's like sometimes when you got somebody that comes up, they're like, what's she doing? I thought I was going to be number 1 this year. I'm like, slow down, you know, don't panic yet. But it just started my year off great. So I want you to think about finishing strong today and tomorrow and the next day. And I also want you to think about, what are you going to have on your books for July? Are you going to start off with, like, you know, you're in the bed for 4 days because you just didn't even plan for July? Or are you going to go ahead and book some stuff and just start out July? The great thing is whatever you did in May, it's going to count for July, which is pretty awesome. You're not going to start at 0. But let's go ahead and think about next year as well. And think about maybe some things you need to change. I already know some things I need to change for this next year. And I can look back and see some areas, you know, that I know. And one of the things that I know for a fact is that my unit needs to grow in numbers and in red jackets. I know that. And so that is going to be my focus, is building red jackets. And then I know that the cream rises to the top, because a leader, you're not going to be able to keep her in a red jacket for very long, because she is going to want to be a sales. A lot of them are going to want to come on up and be a sales director. And then some are just want to lead a small team. They just want to lead a team of 2, 3, or 4, and that's okay too, you know? So the cream will rise. And someone just told me recently, they said, you know, the worst way to build a director, in fact, Gloria Mayfield Banks said this. She said, the worst way to build directors is to go build a director. She said, the best way is to build reds, and the directors will come on out of those red jackets, and you won't have to worry about who's going to be, because they're going to let you know, I want to be a director, and they're going to put that work and effort in. So that's the message I have for you guys today. I'm running like a cheetah. I know a lot of y'all are too. And I want to just give you a little, just that word of encouragement today, to not give up on the goal. It's not time. It's way worse to go on June 30th and have a ton of regrets. So you know what, whatever you did or didn't do, let's start today in the next 3 days. Let's don't have regrets on the last 2 days of the month. What could you do to end on a positive note? I guarantee you that any of you, if you got at least 1 recruit between today and Tuesday, Wednesday, you still gonna feel pretty good no matter what happened, because you'll have a brand new recruit to work with, right? So I challenge every one of y'all to get at least 1 new team member, between now and when the clock strikes, you know, midnight Dallas time on Tuesday night, to have 1 new person that you've shared this opportunity with. It's an amazing opportunity. And I think we're just scared. We're scared to tell people about it. So let's just take that 30 seconds of courage and ask someone if we can talk to them about Mary Kay. And you know what? If you do 10, 20 interviews between now and then, and every one of them say no, you know what? At least you still won't have regrets, because you'll say, look, I know the yeses are coming. They just happen to may all come in July. Okay, so that's what I got for y'all today. And I am going to just open it up. Anyone that would like to make a comment, consultant or director, just unmute yourself, and we'd love to hear from you.
Lita, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead, Sayla.
Hey everybody. I thank you for this encouraging word. I do know, like you said, when I became a director, it was against all odds that we made it that night. It was New Year's Eve, and we did need 8 people, not to get 8 orders, but I mean like 8 people, new people on the team, and to get the orders in. So, you know, no matter what you've done in June, these next 2 days do count. I know for me, my goal is a bronze medal this month. So I am running and booking for July also. And I just encourage everybody, it doesn't really matter what the outcome is as long as you do the work, because you will reap the reward if you get the seeds planted in the next couple of days. So here is to a powerful seminar end.
Thank you, Selah. Thank you. And on that, I was going to read, this was a little thing on there, talk about reaping the rewards. It says, sow a thought and you reap an act. Sow an act and you reap a habit. Sow a habit and you reap a character. Sow a character and you reap a destiny. Isn't that awesome? I had it right there to say. So thanks for reminding me. Marie, go ahead.
Yes, I just wanted to say, like Cleta said, it is really fun when you're running toward a goal and when you've got something that you're really working for. And it doesn't really matter how big that goal is, whether it's top directorship or winning a car or finishing directorship or just becoming a senior consultant. And, it's exciting to get your first team member and then just to see it go from there. So like she said, just don't give up. And, June 30th is going to be here, whether you've gone for it or whether you haven't. And it's a lot more fun when you are reaching for something. And then, my wheels are already turning for, okay, July 1st. What are we really going to work on in July? And thanks for the reminder, because that was a fun year watching you. I think it was 2 years ago when I remember us talking about it at seminar. It's like, this is going to be my best July. And it was. And so it's just fun when you have something to work for. And, I was thinking about it recently, and I think I might have even mentioned it on a call or something, but it's like, what do people that are not in Mary Kay have to work for? What do they do, besides go home, fix supper, go to bed, do it all over again? If you don't have something to challenge you mentally and physically, it's like, we need to be sharing what we've got, because this is just such a great outlet for people that really want to achieve and want to grow and do something. So we've got a great thing going on here. So let's just share it more.
Yes. Thank you. Amen. Amen.
Leda, can you hear me?
Yeah. Jana, hey.
Hey. Okay, so thank you so much for everything that you said tonight. This call was fantastic, and I'm so revved up for the new year and just excited to run across the finish line. So you guys, who is going to get into red? And one of the things that my focus this year is going to be is that, yes, we're going to focus on reds, and we're also going to focus on reds building reds.
Yes.
So, being in your red jacket, that is fantastic. And who can you take with you? Who can you say, oh my gosh, you have one new team member, or go get your first team member. Okay, who else are we going to add to your team? So I think that creates a movement. When everybody's just adding individual team members, that creates momentum. But when you create a movement is when you have reds building reds, building reds, building reds. And so who can get into red by the 30th? I mean, that's going to be the start of it all. So let's start this next year powerfully by ending this seminar with a bang, with a whole bunch of reds. Let's do it.
Yeah. Yes. Thanks, Jana. Thank you. Okay. Connie, did you want to say something?
I do. Thank you for letting me have this opportunity. So I am here to just really encourage the consultant, because I think as directors, we know how to push through and get to a finish line. But as a consultant, earning my first car, I can remember it was actually the end of July, okay? And we were at seminar, and I can't remember how many people I needed active, but I think it was something like 5 consultants I needed to get active. And I think I needed 3 new consultants. And we were at seminar. So I'm like, I'm at seminar. How am I going to do this? Even my own senior didn't think it could be done, the honest truth. But I remember my adopted director, who was not in Ruby seminar, she was just texting me the whole week that I was there. You can do this, Connie. You're so close. I know you can do it. So guess what? Instead of going out and celebrating after Jordan Sparks performed for us that year at seminar, and going to her reception and getting her signature on everything or whatever, her autograph, instead of doing that, I literally just kept working to my goal. And that whole day, all through the award show, I'm texting people, really, one order, every order is going to count. I promise you, every order counts. And guess what? I finished car at 5 till midnight Dallas time. and all of my roommates were already asleep. I couldn't even jump up and down and scream in my hotel room. I never took my ball gown off because, you know, we wore ball gowns to the awards ceremony, never even undressed. I just went back to my room. I just kept texting people, just kept calling people, got the orders in, and I finished my cop. So you know what? It can be done when you know, Mary Kay always says, if you believe it, you're going to achieve it. So even if you don't even have one consultant on your team right now, as a consultant, if you don't even have any team members on your team, promise you, in the next 2 days, in the last few hours on the 30th, you can accomplish this. So don't give up.
Thank you. And you know what? I remember that seminar, and I remember I did not go get any kind of signatures. We went to our room. Some of y'all were with me. Y'all remember we got the computers out and we shut down a month. We shut it down and shut down the year. I mean, not the year, but the month of July. And so, yes.
Oh my gosh, I wish I'd have known you then. I'd have come to your room because I was sitting in the dark by myself in my room.
I would have screamed for you so loud too. Oh, me. Well, thank you. And I'm so glad you're on here live with us, Connie. A lot of y'all remember Connie from our fall event. She came down from the South Carolina to come. And so, yeah. All right. Anybody else would like to say something?
Cleta, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Now, one thing I noticed over and over again when the Reds were talking, you know, when they were saying what was motivating them to be in red, or what were the benefits in being in red. And, you know, there were the usual, you know, commission, confidence and things. But one thing that was true with all of them was they were helping somebody else. Mm-hmm. And I loved that. And I think those are true leaders. You know, the one was helping her mom. The others talked about helping her teammates grow. And I love that. And, you know, this time of year, it still amazes me. I love to hear these not really comeback stories, but the stories that you think, you know, how are they ever going to do that? You know, and hearing how something happens. And that makes me believe that I can do. Why am I any different? Why are you any, nope, we're no different than anybody else. Why can't we do that too? And I think, you know, when you said to give it all you've got for the rest of the year, and that's going to take you into the new seminar year, that gives me such hope that, you know, no matter where I land on, you know, basically midnight, July 1, whatever I've done prior to that is going to propel me. And I'm just going to be that far ahead in the new year. And whether I get the result that I think, you know, that I'm going to get or not, as long as I've done the work and I've done what I feel I can do and really tried my best, then I can't ask for any of it anymore, you know? So it's all in God's hands by then, for sure. Well, not by then, it always is, but I just love that. Part of it for me is just knowing that we're going to start with something in production already July 1. I mean, that's psychologically, that's a huge thing for me. So anyway, thank you for always motivating us and just giving us that push when we need it.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. You know, I'm talking to myself too. So thank you, Rosie. Okay. Any of our other directors or consultants would like to say anything?
Cleta?
Yeah. Hey, Misha.
Hey, you know, one of the best things I ever did was to attach myself to you, because you find some of the best stuff.
Well, thank you. You're a blessing to me. Misha is one of my awesome adoptees, and so she's so loyal. And so her and her little sidekick Marina, that's how we call Marisha. Okay, anybody else? Thank you, Misha.
I just wanted to hop on and say I'm excited for you guys, and I'm cheering all of you on. I had to go take care of my son, so I missed a lot of the video. But I know a lot of you are striving for really big goals, and in my first year as being a director, it's so crazy, but it's so awesome. Especially seeing a new consultant come in and have that excitement. It like re-energizes you, and it recenters you as to why we're doing what we're doing. And it also refocuses you, because this month's been full of distractions, as I'm sure you guys have experienced as well, because that's what happens, right, when we're reaching for something. So I just wanted to encourage you guys. I'm praying for all of you. I'm, you know, just cheering all of you on from Topeka, Kansas, and I'm so excited to see where we land on the 1st. And yeah, so anyway, thank you so much, Cleta. This has been awesome. I'm so excited that I hopped on tonight.
And I know you're happy. I mean, like Katie's one of those that she fulfilled that dream of becoming a sales director this year, you know, and I know and a lot of y'all are finishing the National Queen's Court of Sales. Who's doing that? Y'all give a little wave out here. Let's just open it up so I can see everybody. If you're finishing like the National Court of Sales, let's see who you are. All right, awesome, awesome. Anybody finishing the National Court of Sharing or has already finished or working on that? If some of you are. That's something we all need to be working on, right? Okay, and then of course, cars. There's a lot of cars trying to be won. Who's trying to finish a car by June 30th? Okay, it's a good time to win a car. And you know what? It really is a good time because you always get the new model. When you finish in June, then it doesn't come in until September, so you always get the next year. So it'd be like the 2021. I somehow am on the wrong schedule, so I always get the last car before they change it to the new car. I'm not complaining, but because I'll take my new car, whatever year it is. But anyway, you guys, there's a lot of things, and the consultants, you guys look at Princess Court, that's 20,000, and of course 12 for recruiting for Princess Court as well. So y'all look at those things that you can still accomplish. I want to just end with I'm going to end with a prayer tonight, but I also want to end with an announcement to don't forget to register for seminar. And I know it's going to be, you're like, I don't even know. You believe me, you do not want to miss the very first virtual seminar. It may never happen again. And they're going to be doing all kind of cool things. And you know how they do the give it away, you know, like they do prizes at seminar. If you've ever been, they give prizes. Well, you're not going to get anything unless you register. Okay. Plus they're going to give you $40 retail credit. So honestly, I don't know why you wouldn't do it, is register and then go sell your little $40 and get your money right back in your hands. That way it was $5 for seminar instead of $1,000. I just don't even, you know. And so, and you know, some of us may try to get together and watch it together, but you know what, even if you're just with your family and your kids and you've got it on your screen and y'all watch it, can you imagine the difference your husband's going to feel and your kids when they see what Mary Kay does? I mean, it's going to be pretty awesome. And, you know, I believe, you know, they're going to mail out all the prizes, like Princess Court prizes, those Ted Baker bags. So if you're a 4-quarter star, you do not get Ted Baker unless you register. Just let me be clear on that. Usually you have to go to Dallas to get it. But this year, it's so easy. Just register. And if you're a 4-quarter star, you're going to get a beautiful Ted Baker bag. Of course, the Princess Court, normally you don't get the jewelry from that, from the Mary Kay National area unless you go, but you will this year. So it's pretty cool. And they're going to send it to you. And my advice would be, don't open it until the time that you normally would get it on awards night, like on Friday night, and open it with your family or with your consultants if you're with them, or, you know, that will be more exciting if you can stand it. And so register for seminar. I know, how many of y'all already registered? Let me just see. Okay, so don't delay, just get that done. It's already there. Just get that registration done. Be the first people in your unit to register, and then get on your unit page and say, hey, I'm registered. Who's gonna go with me? Right? And let's get as many as we can registered. Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and end with a prayer, you guys, and we will see y'all next Sunday. And that is that actually July the 4th, next Sunday? Where's my thing? Hang on. It's the 5th, isn't it? I tell you what, we most likely will still have it because y'all know I don't ever cancel them. And so I know a lot of you may be going out of town and stuff, but I know there's going to be some exciting things. I already know that. I don't know what they are, but I know it's going to be big. And so we're going to have to talk about it. So we will have our boss babe call. And, you know, if you're at the beach, just get your little phone out and say, hey, honey, I got to listen to this real quick. It's important. So anyway, it's going to be exciting. And directors, don't forget that on July the 1st, for the Go Give, we're having a call. Don't remember how we had it last month? So they're doing a call on the 1st to tell us, go over everything we need to know. So it'll be pretty exciting. So we're going to have it's going to be an exciting week all the way around. Exciting end and an exciting beginning. Okay. So we'll just go ahead in prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, I just, Lord, I just love these women so much. I love the race that they all have ran. I love the way they work and their work ethic, and just the fact that they are listening to this call, and they've been so faithful to support me and to support their sales director and just support their self and their business and try to learn and stay motivated and get going. And Lord, we just ask you to, we thank you for the gifts and talents that you've given each and every one of us. And Lord, we just pray that we will dig deep and use the gifts and talents that you gave us to help enrich other people's lives and to bring them closer to you, Lord. And Lord, we just ask you to be with us when we doubt ourselves, be with us when we get discouraged, or when someone just directly insults us or just tries to discourage us from our business, Lord. Because we know our heart is right and we want to keep our heart right. So Lord, we just ask you to give us strength to get through these next 2 days. We ask you to give us courage. We ask for a positive attitude. We ask for endurance, Lord. We ask for to be not tired. and we ask you to be with us, and we ask you to be our partner in the finish, Lord. And Lord, we give you all the praise and all the glory for all and every success that we have in our business and all the holy surprises that you give us every single day when we have the opportunity just to get out of bed, Lord. And we just ask for prayers for all of our consultants and our friends that happen to be sick, dealing with this virus or any other kind of problem that they're having, Lord. We ask for healing for anyone that needs healing, and whether it's them or their family member, Lord. And everybody's going through different things, and I don't know what they are, but Lord, you know every one of us. You know how many hairs are on our head, even when about 20 or 30 fall out every time we brush our hair, Lord. And you know that. So nothing is too big for you. We know that. And nothing is too detailed for you. And so we're so thankful to have you as the head of our life. And Lord, we just ask for forgiveness for our sins, Lord. And we just lift this week to you and everything that goes with it. And we just give it to you in Jesus' name. Amen. Okay, y'all. Are y'all ready to roll? I'm ready to roll. I can't unmute everybody, but you can unmute yourself if you'd like to. Thank y'all for calling in tonight. We're going to have a great week. It's going to be an exciting week. And I'd like that the directors, if you will, between now and next week, after the month is over, if there's anyone in your unit that reached a special goal that you want a shout out, I'm going to do a shout out sheet next week. And so, in fact, I'll let each director have a minute to do shout outs for their unit and directors, but you need to let me know what you accomplished, because I'm going to do the shout out for you. Okay. And then you can do it for your unit members. All right. But it's going to be exciting. So I can't wait to see what all happens, and it's going to make for a great story. When you finish way too early, what kind of story is that? You know, believe me, it would be a good one. So, all right, you guys have a great week, and thank y'all so much for calling in. I appreciate all the comments.
Thank you, Cleta.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Go Cheetahs, go.
All right, and y'all can do it. Y'all can do it. I'm looking at all the comments. Everybody can do it. I'll be praying for that. See you later, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.